given that the line, so we have this line that we have been given in the question. This line is saying 3y is equal to, all right, x plus 6. We have that line, all right? I'm saying given that the line, so we have this line, then the other line that we have is saying y is equal to kx plus 12. Is that so? Yes. So we have the first line and the second line. So if you were here when I was teaching coordinate geometry yesterday, you'll be able to catch this. So we have the first line. This first line is not in standard form of the equation of a straight line. Right? So this question is saying, given that the lines, this line and that, are perpendicular, so find the value of k. So perpendicular lines, that means these two lines, they meet at some point. And because of that, they have different gradients. Only parallel lines have the same gradient. The perpendicular lines have different gradients. And for us to find the gradient of the other, right, we say the multiplication of the two gradients is equal to -1, always. If you multiply the first gradient of this line times the gradient of that, you should get -1. So how do we now find the gradient for the other? All right, so we are going to first find the gradient of the first line. This one is okay, at least. Then that one we have a variable k, so we can't find the gradient for that for now. So we are going to write this in standard form. So we are saying 3y is equal to x plus 6. Its standard form of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, where our m is the gradient, our c is the y-intercept. Then we have x if we have been given a point in the x-axis, and the y if we have been given a point in the y-axis. So we have such. So we need to now rewrite this equation of a straight line in that form. All right, my good friends, we need to rewrite that. So what we do, we are going to divide both sides by 3. Now we're going to have y is equal to x plus 6 over 3. Now, this can be splitted, my good friends. This can be splitted. How? We can say y is equal to x over 3 plus 6 over 3. We are not interested in the y-intercept. We want to find the gradient. All right? If you want, you can simplify that, but that would be just wasting of time. Okay? So, how do we split that? Because if we find the common denominator, our common denominator will be 3. Because we have the same denominator, the numerator won't be affected. Hence, if we say 3 into 3, it's 1. 1 times x, we get x. 3 into 3, it's 1. 1 times 6, we get 6. So, we have to go back to that. Then after that, we can now write this further. Say 1 is equal to 1 over 3x is same as that. Right? Plus 6 divided by 3, it is 2. So now our gradient now has been found, because y, it is that y, m is our gradient, x is that, our y-intercept is 2. So the first gradient has been found. So say m1 is equal to 1 over 3. So what we're going to do next is to find now the gradient for the other. But since we have been told that they are perpendicular, so for us to find the gradient of the other, we are just going to say gradient 1 multiplied by gradient 2 is equal to -1. But since now we know the gradient 1, we're just going to say 1 over 3 multiplied by the other gradient is equal to -1. Then we are going to cross multiply, or better still say 1 over 3 times m, get m over 3, just like the way we did here, is equal to -1. Then cross multiply. M times 1, it is m, is equal to 3 times -1, it is -3. Now, our k is equal to -3, because that k is standing for gradient. If we write our standard equation of a straight line, so our c is 12, our x is that one, our m, that means the k, our y is y. So if we find m, that means that will be our k. So